Some life hacks for your RC hobby. First one is take a voltage meter. This one is biased, but you can get one from Venom. Integy has one. It's just a simple little voltage meter that you plug in down here. You can also plug this and keep it plugged in, but you can set the low voltage setting right here with this button. But simply take a paper clip, straighten it out, turn it into somewhat of a circle, put it through there, twist it, and then you can take it like that, and then take your keys. This is just one of my keys. Hang on a second. I'm working with one hand. So you can take, if you have a, damn it, if you have something like this, you can just put it on like that, and then you always have a voltage meter with you. LiPo, receiver, receiver battery, nickel metal hydride, anything. Same thing with a, this is better for 10th scale and 8th scale. You can't do it with 5th scale because it's 24 millimeter. But just take, I mean, if you have as many, if you're really into the RC hobby, you're going to have a lot of these. So take one of the cheap ones, drill a hole out. Again, take a paper clip. So, I mean, it's not hard to take on and off if you need to use it. I just took a paper clip, straightened it out, turned it into basically a key ring. And again, you can put it on your keychain. And damn it, not going on. Having to do this with one hand is difficult. So now when you go out, I mean, anybody I know, if you go out, you're obviously either going to take your house keys or your car keys. So now you have a voltage meter and a wheel nut. I mean, a wheel nut wrench and basically a wrench for all the bolts that would be on a 10th or 8th scale vehicle and some smaller. If you have minis, they come with a little 4-way. Put that on there too if you run your minis a lot. Like you can see right up there, I have three Losi minis. You can only see the two brushless versions. Behind the TV is a brushed. But that's a great little thing for a little life hack. And these are great little life hacks for RC. This is a big one with me. I'll turn a light on. Maybe this light works now. Of course, if you're going somewhere, you're always going to have, I mean, multiple vehicles that you're going to take with you. So, in my carry bag, I have 2 chargers. I have all the cables I would need for a charger in a Ziploc bag. I have a LiPo balancer, voltage checker. But, I also carry one on my key ring. I also wired up this right here. I can plug this into my car outlet and then plug, which side is it, damn it? And then I can plug this right here into my charger. And I have one for each charger, so I mean, this is just some standard wire with connectors on it. And where the hell is the other one? There should be 2 ends on this. I can't even remember why I have this right here, but I mean, you can also hook it directly to a battery. So you can charge your batteries directly off in the field. So That's a great little thing right there. I wish I could find the other one, but I mean, you can see right here there's another connector right here, which is simply a Tamai connector, so I can have both my chargers. Of course, tools. You're always going to want to carry a lot of tools with you, so I have a gallon bag full of tools. Still got some I need to put away. A good little wrench set. Electronics, just in case the receiver goes out. I even have some regular receivers in here, but here is a mini receiver that came with my Hellion Dominus that I no longer have, but I kept it because I like how small it is. A spare Tractus receiver. Castle Links, I also have the cable for it. I don't know why I still have the gear for the X-Max. Some extra Futaba cables just in case you need to solder something. So, little box to keep your electronics in. Fasteners. Oh no, these are parts. All the parts you would need for all your vehicles. Spur gears, hardware, extra caps for the Pro line. Just everything that you would need out in the field to repair a vehicle. This is tape, Loctite, extra wrenches, double-sided tape, epoxy. I also have some JB Weld, super glue, zip ties, a Sharpie just in case you, I always keep up with how many charges my batteries have on them. But there's that. Also some flux, and I'll get to that in just a second why I have flux. Of course, you're going to keep all your transmitters, but all my transmitters aren't in here right now. I'm updating some of them. A small little hammer, because you never know when you may need a hammer. For the fifth scales, definitely going to want to bring this along with the wheel wrench. If you don't have a good wheel wrench, a quick little life hack for that is a 24mm socket. Where's it at? Damn it. Yeah, damn it. So a 24mm or a 5/16 socket. That's a lot better than going out and buying a wheel wrench that, I mean, you're only going to be able to use for your wheels. A lot of extra things. You're also going to want to carry, if you run nitro, always keep, even if you have Traxxas vehicles like the T-Max that have the easy start, it may go out or you may flip it and break the wire, so always carry a extra glow plug igniter. This is just a hot shot. I don't use it that much, but it's nice to have when I do need it. Around front, buy yourself a cheap little butane soldering kit. If any wires go bad out in the field, you can solder out in the field. So that's also a great little thing to have. And that sponge right there, just put some water down in that and it'll keep that sponge wet, so you're always ready to solder. And as you can see, the solder's in there. Very handy thing to have, especially if you're out racing or something. If you're out just having some fun, something goes wrong, you can solder there. Extra tires. Oh shit, I ain't got them in right now. I got some crawler tires down here. They're not in there right now because I'm sort of moving things around, but extra crawler tires. These are axial 2.2 bead locks with the G-Made. What kind are these? G-Made Bighorn tires. These are my trail tires. They have memory foam inside of them, but my rock crawling tires have the G-Made air system because I can lower the air so the tires grab a lot better. Of course, extra batteries. Do yourself a favor, get some bags and carry all your silicone fluids with you, diff fluids, stuff like that. Extra batteries just in case. I carry an extra marine car battery with me. I mean, a extra marine battery with me at all times, so I don't have to always keep my car running to charge things up. I can just use my marine battery, and when I get home I can charge the marine battery back up and use it. It's just things you can do are endless to make your RC life easier outside, and we're going to get to more in just a little while. One thing I did forget: invest in a good headlamp, so you don't have to hold a flashlight, like especially if you bash at night, early in the morning, shit like that. Invest in one of these. They're like 10-15 bucks. You put it on your head, it tilts, so you can put it in just the right orientation for what you're doing. There's so many things that I've learned in such a short period of time. Another thing you can do is a drill. I always take a drill with me. You can take your drill and take a wheel nut remover and put it inside the drill. It will take the wheel nuts off a lot faster. Sort of like an impact wrench for a full-size car, but it's for an RC vehicle. So that's a great little tip. Also in the suitcase, heat gun all time, infrared temperature. Always keep this on you so you can take temps of not only nitros but also your electric parts to make sure they're not overheating. Motors, you don't want to exceed 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Nitro motors, you don't want to go over about 320 degrees. So always keep these kind of things in your to-go bag. Just toss them in there. A couple other little life hacks. Couple are gonna have to do with recording. Bind plugs. Put one on a key ring. Put it on your keychain, especially if you have a Spectrum SRS 42 SRS receivers. Every time you change something, you have to rebind it. So there's that. Another bind plug. You can also take bind plugs, put them inside your receivers, so you always have a bind plug with you. I'm gonna get in there. So bind plugs in there. Take a bind plug, put it in your wallet, so you always have a bind plug. Always carry an extra air filter for nitros, extra air filter for fifth scale. This is for Baja. Extra motor for your nitro, just in case the worst happens. You'll be able to just pop the motor out, pop the new motor back in. You'll be ready to go. For recording, get a GoPro head mount online, Amazon, $19.99. If you have Prime, you have it in 2 days. That's really good for recording. If you don't want to wear a head mount, you can use a rubber band, double-sided tape, any type of electrical tape. I prefer a rubber band because you can just pop it on and off. So you just take it like that, put it on. This is a hat mount for a GoPro, but you can use any mount for a GoPro. And now there's nothing getting in the way. So you have recording while you're while you're having fun. You don't have to have the one with Wi-Fi. Just get a GoPro White Edition. Doesn't have Wi-Fi. I believe it's like $200, not even $200, and you'll be able to record. Just get the hat mount. Always bring extra air filter oil. Marvel Mystery Oil. You're gonna need to have usually 2-stroke. WD-40 always. K&N air filter oil. Just like I said earlier, always be prepared. If you've got a car that you want to drift, like the 2 rear cars here, they're not drift cars, they're touring cars, but say that I'm out and I want to drift. Tape up the wheels with some Gorilla Tape, some Gorilla Duct Tape. This stuff is extremely strong, extremely sticky. I use some different tape, but you see I have 2 Losi Minis here, both brushless. This one is my speed version, and this one I have fun just drifting with. And you see the tires are taped to make them slick so I can drift with it. You can do the same thing with 10th and 8th scale vehicles. Bigger scale vehicles, you're going to want to go with PVC, stuff like that. Duct tape really isn't going to hold up to it. If you have a heat sink that's loose, some aluminum tape. If you have a piece that's loose like here that has worn through, again, the Gorilla Tape. It's very thick, very strong. What else was I going? Oh yeah, if your body is loose. Mine aren't because I set everything just right. I think I have one that's a little loose. Yeah, this one. This one is a little loose. Get some, go to your local hobby store, get some foam. Cut it out into little 1 centimeter square sheets and cut a hole through it. Put as many as you need down on the body post, and then put the body on and put the body pin through, and you'll have your body won't wiggle anymore. That's one thing I actually needed to do with this one. If one side of your body is higher than the other, if it's a bent, you can see that these body clips are actually bent. Put the bent side down and it will actually push down on the body. That's why this side is actually a little loose, because this side, if I didn't have that down, it would actually be a little higher than this side. This is actually a 112 mile an hour Drift Star. I have completely converted, but I still got to deal with that and the steering, so it will go faster. I'm starting to run out of ideas. I mean, these are all the things that I've come up with, I've learned. If you keep going through drift tires, hitting curbs, buy aluminum. These aluminum wheels right here, they were $19.99. Best way to get the wheels off, the plastic wheels off the way to get tires off any drift wheel is put them in boiling water. They don't have foam inside of them. The plastic will get soft and you can just take them off. With regular tires, if you want to take them off, do not boil them. If you boil them, you're going to destroy the foam. Put them inside, put them in a, I believe it's either 275 or 300 degree oven. Let them bake for about 15-20 minutes, and basically what that does is it causes the adhesive to dry out, crack, and you can just pull the tires right off. You can also use a heat gun if you have one to be more precise with the heat, so you're not baking the entire tire, you can just heat up the wheel and heat up the adhesive instead of heating up the entire, all of it, and possibly causing damage. Wow. I will say, if you're a hobbyist, always have a Dremel, especially if you're RC, because you never know what you may need to cut, grind, like me with my dog bone pins and my Baja. The stock dog bone pins sheared off. I bought 5 30-second drill bits, and I don't have that problem anymore. They don't shear, they don't get flat spots. I said in an earlier video I used Milwaukee Cobalt drill bits. It's actually Milwaukee. I'll actually get the package right here. Milwaukee Red Helix. Milwaukee Cobalt drill bit. As you see, 5 30-seconds, 4mm. They're the perfect size. You just drill the portion without the flutes on it, and you can make a new pin. Just always remember to grind that extra little flat spot. I think I've already covered that. But there's a bunch of life hacks that just make your RC hobby faster. Always have certain things on you that you're always going to need. You won't have to leave and go home to get a certain part. Always have a bind plug, a voltage checker. These are things you're always going to need, so always keep them on your person. So, until next video, sorry this was a long one, but had a bunch of life hacks for RC. So, like usual, peace. Leave comments if you like. Subscribe if you like. Have a good one. Lastly, one quick little life hack with the RS4 Sport 3. If you have the drift version, you can use the little Allen, basically a little grub screw that you take out to fill up the diffs with diff fluid. Tighten that down until it contacts the spider gears inside, and it'll basically lock the spider gear, and you will have locked diffs instead of having to buy locked diffs. Because as you see, when I spin one tire, they all spin. Because I actually did that to this, and it saved money. So just yet another life hack to make things easier. If you're a nitro, always keep extra glow plugs. These are the 3737X, I believe. I have one of the Pro .15 motors that I let my nieces and nephews play around with, but for the faster ones, I mean the 2.5R, the 2.5, and the 3.3, they all use the same spark plug. It's either the 3737X or the 3939X, so always keep extra spark plugs.